July 4th has been one of the largest holidays in American culture, and this July 4th will be no exception. Probably the largest celebration to date. As of July 4th of 2026, it will mark the 250th anniversary of the United States being its own country, and every true-blooded American will be celebrating with backyard barbecues, pool parties, day drinking, and most notably, fireworks. But the latter is slowly falling out of favor, and for very good reason. From causing mass forest fires to making war veterans relive their most tragic experiences, fireworks have done far more harm than good. Besides, why are we still out here celebrating mass extinction of native flora and fauna and years of torturing and killing Native Americans and enslaved Africans? I don't know why my chair just did that. Before I get into this video that I have a lot of y'all hotter than the heat index outside, allow me to properly introduce myself. Hello, I'm Tandy Yapper, and welcome to my commentary channel, where I talk about stuff that just comes to my mind. Which is a lot. So get good and comfy, have some water nearby, I'm serious. It is hot as Satan's toenails out here, and I have so much to speak on. I'm going to give a trigger warning as well. This video will be talking about mental health, and if any of this will trigger you in any way, shape, or form, click off this video. I'm sure I'll have a video somewhere in this corner right here that's a little more lighthearted. So please take care of yourself, okay? When most people think about who is most negatively affected with firework displays, three groups come to mind. And that would be combat veterans, pets, and wildlife. What really brought concern for veterans in regards to 4th of July firework displays was a 2014 US Today article that published a story based off of one Facebook post. This post showed a combat veteran standing in their yard with a sign stating, "Combat veteran lives here. Please be courteous with fireworks." And this article opened so many people's eyes in regards to mental health for veterans. According to PTSDVA.gov, 7 to 20% of the more than 2.5 million U.S. military veterans are currently diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD for short. And that number ranges from veterans who fought in the Vietnam War to veterans that fought up into Desert Storm and other excursions in regards to West Asian countries. The explosions and smell of gunpowder in the air makes the veterans who fought for a country that low-key does not give a flying fuck about them relive all those painful memories of war. For instance, they start feeling either very, very jumpy around this time or while fireworks displays are happening, or they feel numb due to the just constant amount of overstimulation they felt over the years, that their nervous system just is numb to it. And some have even gone to the point to where they would drown themselves in alcohol and just to make the loud sounds go away. And I really find this sad, especially because these people fought in a lot of pointless wars that the US government decided to insert themselves into, and the only thanks they have is to listen to fireworks displays to make them relive the times where they lost comrades or even lost limbs themselves. Now, this will probably be the shortest segment in this discussion because I personally don't have a lot of experience with aiding in veteran mental health, unfortunately. Even though I have members of my family who have been or are currently in the military, at the same time, I'm grateful that they haven't gotten to the point where they do have PTSD from combat. But at the same time, I do sincerely feel for the veterans that do. Now, the majority of my experience in regards to the negative effects of fireworks would be with me working with pets and with wildlife. I'm sure all of you have seen the thousands upon thousands of social media posts stating that
You shouldn't begin your anti-anxiety meds for your pets on July 3rd. You should begin it in June.
That is 100% true. According to an article on Patrick's Place, veterinarians state that every year, animals are frightened by fireworks they mistake for thunder. And as someone who has worked as a veterinary assistant, do you know how many times I've helped with talking into owners into getting trazodone for their pets for this time of the year? And it's not just 4th of July, it's New Year's Eve and New Year's Day as well, because they do fireworks display on New Year's Eve for some odd reason. And for some of y'all asking, why is it such a big deal? It's just an animal.
Shut your stupid.
You dog fatigue / pet fatigue having ass niggas. I got a video for y'all. Just trust and believe. Sit there and wait. I got a video coming for y'all ass. But just because they're animals does not mean they do not experience fear and trauma. And this fear is exacerbated with dogs and cats solely because of their hearing. A dog's hearing allows them to hear something 4 times farther away than a human can. A dog can hear a pin drop 4 times farther away than a human can. And cats arguably can hear better due to how their ear muscles are able to move practically to hear in front of them, beside them, and behind them. They can hear a mouse piss on cotton, but they will still ignore you telling them to stop when they're trying to knock over a glass of water.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Anyway, annually, there is a 30 to 60% increase of lost pets from between the dates of July 4th and July 6th. As a matter of fact, July 5th is by far the busiest days for animal shelters because of the amount of intake of pets being so frightened they run away from their homes to escape the chaos that's going on above them. So if any of y'all have pets, whether it be a cat, a dog, a pet little pig, hamsters, birds, matter of fact, I'll get on birds soon, and you don't have access or can't afford anti-anxiety medication for your pets, there are other ways to help soothe your pets. You can stay home with them, pet them, soothe them, keep them comfortable. Let them know that you are there for them. And if you're going to someone else's house for like a little get-together or something, make sure, please make extra triple sure your pets are secure inside the home. Make sure that if they're in an outside kennel, make sure that is locked and secured. If they're in a gated area, make sure that gate is locked and secured and tall enough to where they can't jump out of it. If they're crate trained, have them in their crates. Sometimes, I know with my dog, he's very comfortable in his crate. He likes to take his little treats in his crate. They call it denning behavior, so that's what he likes to do. And have some white noise or just play the TV. Hell, sometimes when I leave, I had the TV playing on Bluey for my dog. He loves Bluey. He also loves WWE SmackDown, but that's another story for another day. Now, this is the part where you most likely have already clicked off the video. Hell, you probably clicked off the video the moment you heard me speak. But this section of the video in particular will be the part where I hyperfocus the most. I'll either hyperfocus or go off on a whole nother tangent or both. Because I went to school for this shit. Don't say I didn't warn you. Do you have your water handy? Because I'm about to yap. This shit means something to me! Anyway, back on subject. As of 2022, approximately 31,302 fires were caused by fireworks, and these fires generated about $109 million in property damage, according to the National Fire Protection Association. And 85% of those fires caused were wildfires. One case in particular, I'm gonna warn you right now, this will piss y'all off because when I read this shit pissed me off. One case in particular is the Eagle Creek fire case. In 2017, a 15-year-old boy threw a smoke bomb into a dry riverbed during a burn ban. Now, for those who aren't familiar, burn bans are basically periods of time throughout the day, sometimes even months, where you do not burn trash. If you rake some leaves, don't burn them, just gather them up together in a trash bag. Or just don't rake the leaves at all. Just, let them decompose naturally. You don't start a bonfire, even if you want to just hang out with your homies. Toast some marshmallows, kiss them on the forehead. But no, burn ban is pretty much where no fires of any type are started. Now, this event happened on the Oregon side of the Columbia River Gorge. And this fire just immediately took place because it was a smoke bomb in a bunch of dry grass. It was a disaster waiting to happen. And this forest fire in particular burned down 50,000 acres of land. And it even affected the air quality all the way up into Canada. And it trapped 147 hikers while they were just hiking, doing their own thing, none the wiser about what their downstairs neighbor was doing. I know Canada gotta be sick of us, but they're too nice to declare war on us. I'm just saying, Canada, y'all got to be an upstairs neighbor somehow, some way. This fire took 3 whole months and $40 million to extinguish. And if you're wondering what happened to the boy, well, he only got hit with 1,920 hours of community service and fined $37 million. Can you guess the race of the boy? And causing wildfires is not the only way fireworks can heavily damage the ecosystem. When fireworks explode, the contents that come out of the explosion consist of plastic, gunpowder, heavy metals like lead, copper, cadmium, titanium, and aluminum, and substances known as perchlorates, which are arguably the worst out of this concoction of death. Perchlorates are chemical compounds consisting of one chloride molecule surrounded by 4 oxygen molecules, and is often used in the manufacturing of rocket fuel. See how deadly it is? And yet, that's just the tip of the iceberg. For sure it's a trophic level, but I'm getting too ahead of myself. Let's talk more about the fireworks' effects on air quality, shall we? In 2015, a climate scientist by the name of Diane Seidel, along with her student Abigail Brinbaum, wrote a paper in regards to the spike of air pollution on July 4th. This paper and study notated the high presence of particulate matter, and it's going to be shortened to PM 2.5 just to make things more simple. Not only is PM 2.5 harmful to the health of wildlife, it's detrimental to our health, causing damage that can be irreversible to the cardiovascular and reproductive systems. They also notated that there's been a 42% spike of PM 25 hours after firework displays finished on the night of July 4th. I know y'all are probably tired of hearing us environmental science majors preach about carbon dioxide emissions, but too many of us are sleeping on the fact that the U.S. emits 60,340 tons of carbon dioxide due to annual firework usage. And that's just a little slice of the carbon dioxide pie chart of how much the U.S. emits. A lot more is made from billionaires using fossil fuels to fund their jets and all that shit, but that's another video for another day. And they say annual firework usage because it's not just July 4th. We be blowing shit up on New Year's Eve, and I don't know why. It's just gonna fuck up the air and the water and just everything else. Speaking of the water, debris from fireworks often end up in rivers and streams, and those plastic parts and casings inside the fireworks end up wrapping around animals, or the animal just eats it and chokes that way. Perchlorates, remember that fucky little compound? They pollute the soil and water, causing irregularities in hormone distribution in animals and bioaccumulation in fish, which, if you're familiar with the DDT crisis and how it almost took out the bald eagles, America's national bird, then you'll see why this is very concerning. But for those who aren't aware of this phenomenon, allow me to teach you 2 new terms: biomagnification and bioaccumulation.
But Tam, doesn't that mean the same thing?
No, my dear friend. But they do go hand in hand in regards to trophic levels, or food webs, whichever you want to call it. Biomagnification is defined as the increase of toxin concentration as it moves up the food chain. For instance, perchlorates pollute a lake, the microorganisms in the lake get a taste of that, then the fish that eat the microorganisms get a taste of that, then the animals, i.e., the bald eagles that eat the fish, get a taste of that. It all just builds up in each organism's body. Everybody gets a taste of pain, and that's biomagnification. Now, bioaccumulation, that is a phenomenon where the toxic substances gradually build within an individual over time. That's where things really get treacherous. So, say for instance, the bald eagle keeps eating the fish from the same lake that's been polluted with perchlorates. The amount of perchlorates in that eagle's body will increase drastically, making it all the more sick. Bioaccumulation and biomagnification, more so the latter, are the reasons why DDT nearly made bald eagles and other birds of prey go extinct, because the accumulation of those chemicals made their ability to produce calcium to cover their eggs very limited. Hence why their eggs got so thin to when they tried to lay on them to roost, to incubate them, the eggs would crack and sometimes shatter. And the US is still trying to take out the bald eagles. Not intentionally, but at the same time, I gotta give y'all the side eye. Cause y'all talk so much about preserving the bald eagles as America's national bird, yet DDT, y'all almost killed them that way. I gotta give y'all the side eye, especially with these fireworks displays, because late June and early July is peak bald eagle fledgling season. Now, what is fledgling season? It's basically where the chicks begin to gain more independence from their parents and try their best to leave the nest and explore the environment around them. But how are they supposed to explore when the sky is full of hellfire and brimstone? Birds genuinely suffer the worst from firework displays. They panic and exhibit these behaviors of mass exodus from roosting sites, extended periods of distorted flight, which pretty much makes them more susceptible to window strikes or running into any other object and killing them, and nest abandonment, leaving their young to basically fend for themselves in the hellfire and brimstone scape of the air, and respiratory distress due to smoke filling their lungs. Now, with a bird's lungs, they are far different compared to a mammal's lungs, because their lungs are smaller, but they're connected to various amounts of air sacs. And that helps with keeping them lightweight in the air for flight, and it also helps them to be able to sing. And surprisingly, this system of air sacs help them to intake more air. And migratory birds get severe whiplash during firework displays, whether it's during July 4th or New Year's celebrations. I know when I worked at a wildlife center, we would get yellow-billed and black-billed cuckoos, and they tend to come back from migration late. In fact, yellow-billed cuckoos come back from their migration in South America up back to North America during late spring. And by that time they get back, they're ready to nest and have chicks. So with all these fireworks going on, they're more susceptible to abandoning their nests, leaving the young orphaned. And to bring in the New Year celebration, an instance in 2011 in Arkansas, during a New Year's celebration with fireworks just ablazing, 5,000 red-winged blackbirds, another migratory species, died from injuries due to flying into windows or other objects because they were scared of the fireworks display. And these behaviors are not just subject to songbirds, they're subject to bats as well. And it doesn't help that they're nocturnal beings and they rely on darkness to feed. Even nocturnal birds of prey like owls, they are startled during their prime hunting times. Land animals get it bad too. Rabbits and squirrels have been reported to suffer from dangerously elevated heart rates and extreme stress responses. Now, As someone who has worked with wild rabbits, it does not take much for them to drop dead of a heart attack. It takes nothing for a rabbit to die from stress. You sneeze too loud, dead. You close the door too loud, dead. You look at them wrong, dead. But you know what else is another high stress animal? White-tailed deer. Yeah. So instead of them just standing around in the middle of the road during a firework display, they're going to run head first in your car. Hopefully your insurance covers all the damage from that. And that kind of reminds me, it's not funny, but there was this guy driving around somewhere in Australia. It's not funny. He was driving at night, right? And a kangaroo jumped in the middle of the road, looked at his car, and instead of just jumping away, he jumped and hit feet first in that man's windshield. It's not funny. If I ever find that video, I'm gonna put it in the end of this video. My God, today. Oh my God. Oh, I'm crying. Wildlife rehabilitation centers are completely swamped, like with animal shelters during July 4th and July 6th. Mostly from adult animals, whether they be birds, mammals, so on and so forth, being injured while running away from the danger that's in the sky. And I remember every year before July 4th, we would make extra triple sure there was room inside to bring in outside patients so they wouldn't run around or fly around in their enclosures and hurt or kill themselves. We would literally find a way to make sure every patient that was outside was safe inside. And many people are proposing just doing light shows or drone shows instead of just blowing off fireworks. And sure, that's all good and dandy. It'll decrease a good amount of pollution that's already being exacerbated. But at the same time, bright lights still disrupt nocturnal animals. It'll disrupt their feeding patterns. It'll disrupt their flight patterns. So, me personally, I think all y'all just need to do stuff in the day and call it that. Like, y'all true-blooded Americans should just stick to your daytime barbecues where you put raisins in potato salad and getting so drunk y'all blow your damn fingers off. It's another personal opinion of mine that's low-key backed by facts. This country really doesn't need a celebration, especially from black people. Like, our Independence Day was Juneteenth. So if anything, if y'all gonna get anything in regards to Independence Day celebrations from black people, we're just gonna be sitting around like Jennifer Coolidge with those hot dogs.
Oh my God, you look like the 4th of July. It makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Native Americans still are struggling because they don't have the land. They're not able to get proper resources because of how white people have made it so difficult for them. In fact, a lot of reservations are so far away from the closest town that it's very hard for them to even get groceries and have them maintain until they get home. So, fuck a 4th of July. Fuck a fireworks. Fuck all that. But that's all I have for y'all for right now. If you like this video, then give it a like, leave a comment, and share to educate more people about how fireworks are extremely harmful in more ways than one. Who knows? There might even be a statewide ban on fireworks because as of right now, Massachusetts is the only state that has a full ban on fireworks, and Colorado is starting to work on a ban against fireworks. I mean, if you see all the wildfires that have been going on in Colorado, you would understand why. If you really like this video, then be sure to subscribe so you can see more of me yapping about different topics. Anyways, wash your hands, stay hydrated, mask up. If you're white or non-black, leave black people alone. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Make sure your pets are nice and safe and well taken care of for the terror that's going to happen on 4th of July night. Yeah, I know. Oh, my chair's singing again. Why does it do that, bud? Don't lick my hair. I know I just washed my hair, but still, it's not to eat. I'm gonna just leave it like this, fuck it. And I'll catch you guys next time I have a critical think piece. Take care now.
Band covered, didn't they? That's where it comes from. I